welcome back to the Doll Mom podcast. Today we have an episode that I am super duper excited for. I am can't believe it's here. It's happening. We are doing this today. We have on Lizzie from at American Girl Collector 221.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on today, Lizzie. I am super duper excited for our episode.
Thank you for having me. This is really exciting.
So today we're going to be getting to know Lizzie. How did Lizzie get into dolls? How did she get into the doll social media world? And then we're going to be talking about American Girl nostalgia. And then we're going to be talking about something that we've never discussed on the podcast before, custom American Girl dolls. I am super duper excited with this episode. So I feel without further ado, let's get this episode started. So Lizzie, how did you get into dolls?
Yeah, so I found out about American Girl through the catalogs, I guess like a lot of people. My parents don't remember how they got the catalogs. I guess somebody must have signed them up. I have no idea. But we got them very early on, so I was pretty much too young to look at them. So they kind of saved them for me until I could kind of process what I'm looking at. And that was early 2000s. So that was in my opinion, peak American Girl. So they had Hopscotch Hill dolls still, which those are interesting. And then all of the earlier, I guess American Girl today, not Truly Me. So they had 18 and 11 was still available. And so definitely my favorite era of American Girl, but I just remember when I was finally old enough to look at the catalogs, and I love the dolls. I literally wanted everything. And so I asked my parents, I was like, okay, can I get this doll? And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay, why not? They just, thought that I wasn't old enough, which makes sense. I mean, looking back, they didn't want me to destroy these expensive dolls, so I get it. And so yeah, I tried and begged and still nothing. And then my neighbor, who was actually a really close friend of mine, I went over to her house and she's like, guess what I got? And I'm like, what? She's like, I got an American Girl doll. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And so I saw her doll. This was the first time I ever saw a doll in person, and I was even more in love. She had 26 at the time. And I remember just when I was looking through the catalogs, I always wanted number 11. But of course, the second I see her 26, I'm like, okay, I want that doll. Because, when you're a little kid, your friend has something and suddenly you want that exact thing. And so after seeing her doll, I went back to my parents and I'm like, okay, can I get a doll? And they're still like, no, you're not old enough yet. And I'm like, fine. So I kind of gave up. And then I think it was either Christmas of 2007 or 2008. Christmas morning, I'm looking at the presents under the tree. I see a doll-sized box wrapped up, and I'm like, okay, this is the time. So I open the doll, and it's not an American Girl doll. It's actually a Laura Ashley doll, 18-inch doll, and I was like, oh, and I guess my parents could see the confusion on my face, and they're like, okay, you're not old enough for an American Girl doll yet, but if you could take care of this doll for a year or two, then we'll kind of think about it and, see if you're ready. So, yeah, that's kind of how I got into American Girl, and then kind of dragged on from there. But
I got into it through the catalogs too, and I love the catalogs and also the era that you got into it with Hopscotch Hill. I think Girls of Many Lands was around that time.
Yeah.
That might have been a little later after Hopscotch.
I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing with those Hopscotch Hill dolls because as a kid, they absolutely creeped me out.
Yeah.
But now as an adult, I'm like, okay, I mean, if I find one secondhand, then maybe, but I don't know. That's a very interesting memory of those dolls.
They're built differently, for sure, for sure. I remember the first time I got Hopscotch Hill, it was my first year into American Girl dolls, and my grandma found her at I think it was a flea market or a garage sale or something. And I got her, and all of her, I picked her up, and her limbs just fell down. And I just remember thinking, what is this?
Yeah, they're definitely built differently. I I don't know. I think seeing one in person, I might be like, okay, maybe I don't need this, but I don't know.
Okay, so when you were finally able to prove to your parents that you were able to get a American Girl doll, you were ready. Which one was your first one?
So my first one was just like you, number 26, of course, because my friend had her. So I had to have the same one. So I ended up with 26. Her name is Gabby, after the gymnast Gabby Douglas, actually. And yeah, I got her in 2009, actually for my 11th birthday. So a little bit of a late bloomer, because at that point, like a lot of my friends weren't really playing with their dolls. Like they were a little bit, because I later found out a lot of my friends had dolls, American Girl dolls specifically, and yeah, so it's like when I got my doll, they're kind of like, oh, that's nice. We're not really playing with these anymore, but that's cool. And so I didn't really care at that point. I was just kind of like, okay, I'm 11, still playing with dolls. I mean, that seemed kind of normal to me, but
I love 26. She is such like an underrated doll. Like more people need to post about her. I love that doll so much.
I
Ugh.
know. I really need to post mine more. It's just I'm so particular with her, and I guess because like I kept my dolls like in pretty good shape. I don't know. I don't want to mess her up or anything, but I really need to use her more because I mean she is my first, so she is very special.
Yes, I feel like the first one's always a special one too when it comes to like posing them for pictures and like,
Definitely.
bringing them out places. Do you collect any other doll brand besides AG?
I don't. I was kind of thinking about maybe like 2 years ago. I kind of wanted to collect my scene dolls because I had one as a kid and I loved that doll, but that's the only one I had of that line. And then about 2 years ago, I found another doll from that same line I had as a kid at the thrift store. And I was like, maybe I should start collecting my scene dolls. But then I was looking at them on the secondhand market, and I'm like, okay, some of them are a little expensive. And then I'm like, well, I'm already collecting AG, so like, do I really need more dolls? Because I don't have a lot of space as it is for my American Girl dolls. So I'm like, I don't need to put any more money into a whole nother collection and try to find space, and it just would have been too much. But yeah, I don't collect any other doll brands. I think it'll probably stay like that, hopefully. But as of right now, I'm not.
I think it was Mattel that re-released the Mycene dolls. Or maybe that's a different thing I'm thinking of. But I remember those growing up and they were cute, iconic dolls.
Yes, they really were. And their hair, like I had Madison, so she had like really the doll that I specifically had like long curly hair and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I need more of these." But I did see that I can't remember who it was, but they did release or talking about releasing or something more of the Mycene dolls and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, tempting, but I don't need them."
I don't know if I ever had one, now thinking about it. I don't think I did, but I definitely remember looking at them when I was little and them being a thing. How did you get into the doll social media world? Which, by the way, giving everybody a spoiler alert, if you don't have her on YouTube, you're not subscribed to her, you're not watching her, you need to go do so because I love watching her videos. Oh my goodness. I literally binge watched your videos this past weekend. Ah, so good.
Oh, thank you. I feel like it was pretty early on, maybe around like 2009 or something, where I was probably on YouTube one day and just searched American Girl dolls, and all these videos came up. I used to love to watch like haul videos, like what I got from the American Girl place, doll collection videos. I didn't watch like a whole lot of crafting videos, but I did watch a channel, this was really old, called Kitsy KK. I don't know if you remember that channel or have heard it.
Dude, yes!
It's such a like I feel like now it's such like an underground channel because it doesn't exist anymore, but I used to love watching her craft videos. In this, like she had like you could make a MacBook for your dolls, which I think I actually still have. And then she had like these printable, like you can make your own CDs, and it had like the picture of the CD case front and back, and then also had the actual CD, and you could make it so that the case opened and you could put the little CD in it. Like I loved those. I probably spent too much time on those for my dolls. But yeah, I don't really think any of the channels I used to watch are actually still up anymore. But that's kind of how I got into like the YouTube realm of it. And then after a while, I was like, you know what? I want to make my own videos, but I wasn't allowed to. So in 2012, I think that was my freshman year of high school. I was finally like, okay, I want to make doll videos. Like, this is what I want to do. And so I asked my mom, and she was like, well, you can do it, just don't show your face. And I'm like, well, I'm a freshman in high school playing with dolls, basically. Like, I don't want to show my face anyway. So I was finally able to make my original YouTube account that I no longer have. It is long gone, but yeah, I made videos in 2012, and I think I made like an AGIG soon after that. And those, of course, ended in 2014. Very, very much gone. But that was kind of like the intro to me watching AG social media and then actually joining into it. So yeah, good times for sure.
Mhm. My parents were like the same way. Don't show your face when you first do it. But then again, I was also like a child when I joined, and I kind of did it behind my parents' back, which was not the best decision. That was the only rebellious thing I'd like to say that I'd done as a kid.
Yeah, yeah. I could definitely agree with that. I was on the verge of doing that, and I was like, well, I don't want to get in trouble. So I was definitely scared to do
they
that.
got over it, it's okay.
Exactly.
What's the reason behind your social media username?
So my original channel name was American Girl Doll 221, and so that's more of like my, I guess, childhood channel. So when I got rid of that and then came back some years later, I was like, well, I could use the same account name. But I'm like, I don't really want to do that. So American Girl Collector 221, I like to think of it as more of like my adult kind of title, if you will, because back then, like, I was playing with dolls, whatever, but now I'm more of like a collector. So it's a more like mature, maybe, approach to it. And then 221, honestly, were just random numbers, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna stick with it. It's what I know. So there's no real like reasoning behind those numbers, just completely random. But yeah, I like to say this is more of like my adult channel versus my childhood channel.
I love like kind of like the differences, like your adult channel versus like the channel that you had when you were a child. And I feel like that kind of like makes me think about when people kind of decided, oh, I'm collecting this versus as playing. Because I feel like when you do something throughout your childhood, you don't really consider it to be a collector until like a random moment in time. At least
Exactly.
that's how it like was for me. Like I cannot think of the point where I remember that I was a collector. It was just dolls that I loved to play with and to experience life with. And then I remember like when I turned 18, I was like, oh, I'm an adult collector now, like I remember that moment. But other than that, nothing.
Yeah, it's almost like you've moved up in the world a little bit. It's like, okay,
yeah.
I still have these dolls and I still love them. I'm just like, a more mature approach, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. We're now going to be getting into American Girl nostalgia. I'm so excited about this topic. I love talking about like the past American Girl because it's like my childhood.
Ugh, old American Girl. It's almost like a dream.
Let's talk about American Girl stores and experiences. Did you ever get to go to an American Girl store when you were a kid?
So the DC store, which is my wonderful store, opened in 2011, and oh my gosh, that was like really the only one I went to because New York just seemed so far away for some reason. It really wasn't. So DC was the first one I ever went to, and Kanani was the girl of the year that year, and oh my gosh, I took the entire store in. I wish I still had the footage from that, but yeah, that store experience was amazing. I've only been to a few. So DC, of course, the original New York location.
I'm so jealous.
Oh my gosh, the most beautiful store.
3 levels. Oh my goodness. Take
Oh
me
my
back.
gosh.
I would love to go back in like a time machine to go to it.
That store, literally so amazing. And then I've also been to the more recent New York location. Nice, just not as nice as the old one.
It should have been 3 levels.
It really should have. I was actually very disappointed. And then the last one was actually Mall of America, which is no longer there. But yeah.
I didn't even get to go to Mall of America. I'm so jealous. I feel like that would be, okay, my 3 stores, if I had a time machine and I could go back and visit them, would be Mall of America, the original New York, and then original Chicago.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Right. The Chicago store is my dream because I feel like it, to me, just from pictures and videos I've seen, it does really remind me of the original New York store. And I think out of all the stores, it's probably as close as you're going to get. But oh my gosh, I want to go to Chicago so bad.
Okay, I just need to get a time machine. Somebody needs to make this happen. We go back and we visit the original stores.
Definitely.
And I'd love to go to Boston, too. I think Boston would have been lovely. Because I've seen videos and stuff about it online. And it was like 2 levels, like DC. And I'm just like, I would have so loved to visit that. But Mall of America, like, I don't know what it is, but lately I've been obsessed with that store. And I really wish I could have went to that store. I don't know why, but
I think out of all of them, I think Mall of America actually might have been my least favorite. I don't know.
Really?
I think I was expecting a lot more because, you know, it's in like one of the biggest malls in the world.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was probably the smallest store I've been to.
Oh my goodness.
I was a little confused about. Like, it was, I believe, 2 levels, but it just, I don't know. I think compared to the other ones, it was just laid out kind of weird if I remember.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I still love it. I still wish it was open, but it's just, I don't know. I think I was expecting more. I'm kind of glad that, honestly, the DC store really hasn't changed since it opened, which is nice, but I'm just, because they have closed so many stores, I'm like, okay. I'm just waiting for the day that they're like, okay, you're next, which is...
No, I get that. Especially with, like, the rate that they're going. And I thought we were past that at one point because they moved to Los Angeles and they removed Dallas. I was like, oh, this is what's going to be next. They're just going to move the stores. I can do that, you know? That's going to be okay. Like, it's still going to be sad that, like, the store is not at its original location. It's going to look a little bit different. But, like, there's still going to be a store. But then, you know, they closed a couple after that, which was really sad.
Yeah, I hope that we'll at least be left with, like, a few here and there, but it's like, kids won't get to experience kind of what we did, like, actually having all these different stores in, like, multiple states, so you kind of had, like, a little bit more of an option, and now it's very slim, and it's sad.
The closest store to me now, because it was Kansas City. I was in between Kansas City and St. Louis, but I'd go to Kansas City more. The drive's better, and it's like 15 minutes less of a drive there. It was still 3 hours. Both of them were 3 hours away, but
oh wow!
Now my closest store is Dallas, and that's 7. So it's definitely a lot more planning than just like a weekend getaway type thing, you know? Kind of what you brought up earlier about how kids don't really get to experience a lot of stores. I remember growing up to Toys R Us and like having Toys R Us in town. Like I got to thinking the other day, there's not really like a toy store that kids get to experience anymore. It's just toys in Walmart and Target. At least where I live.
Yeah, Toys R Us, oh my gosh. I feel like I was there probably every weekend.
Yes.
Probably a little too much. Just, even if I didn't get anything, I just love to look. I feel like that was one of the biggest toy stores. And then, like, we had, even I think maybe before we got a Toys R Us, we had, like, this little local toy shop where I used to get, like, all my Barbies and everything. It was just, like, a kid's dream. And I remember they closed it, and so I had to go to Toys R Us, which was a little further, but it's like, yeah, there's nothing really for kids. Like, they almost have to have electronics, because it's like, besides Walmart and Target, where are you going to get dolls?
Yeah. I will say, before we wrap up the AG store kind of section, I wish they would bring back a lot of the stores. Like, there's several ones that I didn't get to go to that I would love to visit, and just different ones that I did get to visit that I would love to come back. Obviously, my home store, Kansas City, but like one that I really enjoyed visiting. Oh, if I had to pick, I'm not sure. I'd have to. I think San Francisco one was cool. I liked that one, and then like Miami was cool too. I don't know. Or Houston. I don't know. I love a lot of the stores.
I am so sad that the Houston store closed. It literally closed, like, maybe even less than a year. Like, I was supposed to go to Houston. I'm like, okay, this is great. Like, I get to go to American Girl. And then they closed it. And then a few months, like, half a year later, I was like, well, I'm in Houston. There's nothing here anymore.
Oh,
no. And Dallas was too far. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding. Like, I just missed it. Same thing with, like, the Charlotte store. I was like, okay, I'm going to go. And then it closed.
Oh, no. What if you could pick a retired line for American Girl to come back, or to bring back, I should say, which one would it be?
I'd have to say probably the Best Friend dolls.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
think the historicals, like, they're great, but like the ones that had best friends, it just made them 10 times better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I miss that. Like, I think that should definitely come back. I'm trying to think. And also bigger historical collections.
Yes.
Because nothing beats going to the store and just seeing the display cases filled with the dolls and all their outfits and their accessories and their best friends with their outfits. It's just not the same anymore.
I remember going into Chicago the first time, or my first couple visits to Chicago when I was little, and just seeing the big display cases just packed with just all of this amazing stuff for the dolls. So I really would love bigger collections.
Yeah,
my wallet wouldn't, but I would.
No. Yeah, definitely. No, the wallet would be in tears.
With the new historical characters too, like they don't really have some of the outfits that the older dolls came out with, like the Christmas outfits, or I should say the holiday outfits, and then like the back to school stuff, like different outfits and things like that.
Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh, the holiday outfits. Those were my favorite. I feel like that's what I looked forward to specifically at holiday time, because it's like, okay, you notice them like, most of the year, but right when it gets to like Christmas or Hanukkah, whatever, like you look for those specific outfits and they're just not really there anymore. Like, I was fully hoping that Claudie would have like some kind of holiday outfit. I mean, she has a winter coat, which is nice, but like, yeah, they don't have like the holiday things anymore.
Moving ahead a little bit, or getting ahead of myself, but like the big holiday catalogs is what I remember growing up, where every doll was dressed in like their like holiday themed outfit or winter themed outfit, fancy outfit, and they had this like multiple spreads of them, and it was just so magical. And it wasn't like a regular size catalog, it was like bigger catalog, if that even makes sense. But I remember just being obsessed with those.
Yeah, I actually have, I think I have one. All my childhood catalogs are gone, unfortunately. Threw those away as a teenager. Oh my goodness. I will never forgive myself for that. Because I had kept them from like 2008 until probably like 2014. But I found one that I didn't throw away from 2019 when I stopped collecting. And it was like a holiday catalog, and it was huge. And I don't even know if I don't know when they stopped doing the really big holiday catalog.
I can't remember. Yeah,
that's the last one I have. I kind of just, it's like I had it, I looked at it once, and I'm like, I'm not buying anything. But I really miss those big catalogs. You would look forward to getting that in the mail.
Well, I saw somebody, I can't remember who it was, on American Girl Instagram. They used the holiday catalogs as like posters because they were so big. And I was like, that is such a clever idea, because those holiday catalogs, they deserve to be displayed because they are so epic.
I know. I wish I had have thought about that, because that's actually a really good idea.
I know.
Wow.
I know. I can't remember who it was. I'm so bad at remembering usernames. I would say a retired line besides the best friends, because I love the best friends and I love their outfits. I think they did such a good job with the best friends, and I don't really feel like I don't see a reason why they would not brought that back, especially since we have two 90s dolls. We have the twins, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that is a valid reason to bring back the best friends. But, okay, this is going to sound really weird. I would love Miss H.E. Bear to come back. Okay, listen.
Yes.
I found, recent Facebook Marketplace find, Miss H.E. Bear for $20 a couple weeks ago. And I have been obsessed with her. Like, I didn't think I could love a bear from American Girl so much. But I do. I love her so much. And, like, she has, like, little outfits. So I've been, like, searching eBay for, like, her little outfits and stuff.
That bear is literally so cute. I'm waiting for the day that I can, like, find her thrifting because I found, like, her, I don't have it anymore, but I found, like, her, I think it was, like, her beach set or something. And it came with, like, the swimsuit and the towel and the sunglasses and the little hat. Literally so cute. But I was like, well, I'm never. Diva. I know. I was like, I'm never going to find this bear. So I sold it. But I completely understand your love of that bear because she's literally so cute.
And the fact that she was, like, wearing kind of the meat outfit for, like, back then, the Truly Me dolls, which they were named totally different, but using that term for people who are not familiar with that, trying to not make it complicated. But anyways, I would love to have Miss A.G. Bear to come back, especially because next year's the 40th anniversary of American Girl. Like, just bring back the older stuff, you know?
Yeah.
For people who also didn't really get to live through it, because, like, I wasn't even born when she was out, which is really sad to say because I would have loved that. But, you know.
Honestly, any of the really iconic Girl of Today outfits, like the Earth Day outfit, maybe, like, honestly, any of them, because they're really, really nice, really well-made outfits. I don't know if they probably wouldn't be made the same way, but, I mean, some of those Girl of Today outfits, kind of like the rare dolls, are so much money. So I feel like if they re-released it, first of all, they'd get a whole bunch of people buying them, including me. I would definitely be first in line.
Yeah.
But that would definitely be something I would want them to bring back for sure.
I would be right there with you in line, ready with my wallet, take all my money. Absolutely. I feel like we should talk about, I know we kind of mentioned the holiday catalogs, but I feel like we should talk about some other stuff that we missed. I definitely missed the holiday catalogs like we mentioned earlier. What about, like, the website games? Did you ever play, like, Interstar U, University game, or, like, just other American Girl website games that they had on?
I don't know if it was because, like, I was maybe a little older at this point. I didn't play too many of the games. I do remember logging on to Interstar U when I got my 38. I don't have any memory of actually, like, playing games. I probably did. I just really don't even remember. I think when Isabel came out, Girl of the Year 2014, I believe she had an app for, like, games. I think I had that. I don't know. It's all like a dream. But I feel like I definitely played that for a little bit and then deleted it because my friends were always on my phone. I was like, okay, you don't need to see these doll games on my phone. But I feel like I vaguely remember that. I think Sage also might have had an app when she came out. I kind of remember
that. I had McKenna's app. I remember the apps. I loved the apps, but I didn't really have a whole lot of them because I remember them costing money to download. But I'll tell you something I did pay money for. Owning the DVDs of the movies, okay? I loved the American Girl movies.
I think I have all of them except maybe Grace. But, oh my gosh, the movies, literally the best thing ever. I wish they still did that.
Yes, I was getting ready to say, like, they need to bring back the movies.
Which one was your favorite movie?
Oh no. I don't know if I could pick. Oh my goodness. Okay. I love Grace's growing up. But I also love, like, the lore around, like, Olivia Rodrigo and how she played Grace and now she's, like, a big superstar. Like, I feel like that's something that you would read in, like, a Wattpad story or something, you know?
Yeah. And doesn't she collect American Girl still? I thought I saw that.
Yeah, I know she went to, like, one of the stores on her tour and she got Maritza and, like, the Paris, like, world traveler outfit. Yeah, I would love the movies to come back. I love the historical character movies, like Samantha. My favorite. Like, I love to watch Samantha's during the holidays. I don't know why. I think it's just
Yeah.
because like the ending is like holiday themed. So I love to watch that during like Christmas and stuff. But like Molly's and like Kids and Felicity, like, oh, you cannot go wrong with any of the movies.
You really can't. I think I am actually guilty of watching Samantha's movie last Christmas. I think my favorite was probably Kit. I was, as a kid, just really obsessed with Kit.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, her movie's definitely my favorite.
That movie made me want a treehouse for myself and a typewriter for myself. Like, I remember being obsessed with that growing up. And then I also loved Isabel's movie. The soundtrack, I have the soundtrack and I still have it. I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere. Oh, I was going to say something. Where was I going with that? Anyways, I love the soundtrack and like the iconic, you are your own star, like that song.
Yeah.
Love that so much. I feel like American Girl needs to like bring that song back and make it their theme song or something because I just love it to death. We are now going to be talking about custom American Girl dolls. I am like super duper excited to talk about this for multiple reasons. One, we never really discussed this on the podcast before. And two, I don't have any. So I'm really excited to kind of learn more about them in a way. And yeah, so Lizzie, what custom dolls do you have in your collection for someone who has not watched your YouTube videos?
Yeah, so I have 6 customs in total, which is a little crazy at this point. But they are all made by Dolls by Bad over on Instagram. Definitely go check him out. But I have Aurora, who is actually in my profile picture, both on YouTube and on Instagram. And then I have Amethyst, Yuri, River, Reagan, and Tsunami. So many dolls. But yeah, I absolutely love them and highly recommend getting a custom doll.
Your custom dolls are so beautiful. I love it when you take pictures of them and post them on Instagram because they are so beautiful. I just love them. Who's your favorite in your collection?
I feel like my favorite changes all the time. So I have definitely my top 3 would probably be between Aurora, just because she's my first, so obviously by default, and then River, because I swear that doll is cooler than me. She just, like, between her haircut, her makeup, she has, like, the most piercing blue eyes I've ever seen, but they are custom painted, and, yeah, she's just really cool. And then Tsunami, because she's, like, my dream doll that I'm still in shock that I even have, and that Brian even sold her to me. Like, I'm still in shock about that, but, yeah, I'd definitely say those are my top 3.
Have you ever customized a doll yourself?
I haven't. I really want to, though, honestly, but I'm kind of, right now, I'm more of like, okay, I'll just buy them kind of already made because I'm scared that if I make one, I'm going to completely destroy it. So it's like I've honestly kind of just thought about, like, okay, maybe I'll get like a messed up doll on Mercari or maybe at the thrift store and kind of see if I can customize it myself, but I am honestly terrified. But it is something that I really want to do. It's like I can do wig swaps perfectly fine. I've never done an eye swap a day in my life, and so I'm kind of hoping that when I am ready to customize my own doll, the doll will already just kind of come with the eye color that I want it to have, but I'm also prepared, for, the potentials of having to do an eye swap, which terrifying. And then the makeup is just a whole other thing that I feel like, again, I will completely destroy the doll and mess it up. But, I mean, I guess it is all trial and error, so right now I haven't customized one myself, but it's definitely something that I want to do in the future.
I have never customized a doll, obviously, because I don't have any dolls customs in my collection. And I don't know if I could. Like, I just worked up the motivation or like the energy, I don't even know what to call it, the nerve to take a head off the doll, one of my dolls the other day. So like baby steps for me.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit terrifying. Like, I think the first time I tightened a doll's limbs, I'm like, okay, gotta take the head off. This is a little bit unnerving. But I got through it. And then when I had to restring a doll for the first time, I'm like, okay, this is just too much. But I'm used to it now. But yeah, at first it is actually a little bit scary.
Yeah. See, like, just seeing, like, photos or, like, videos of, like, a doll taken apart, like, that doesn't bother me. But if I actually have to do it, I don't know. It's weird. Baby steps, okay?
Yeah.
We're learning. Where are the best places to get parts or to buy custom dolls?
Definitely for parts, I would say checking the thrift store, of course, because that's probably going to be your cheapest place. So definitely a good place to start, especially if you live in an area where you can find secondhand dolls like that. Maybe Facebook Marketplace. I don't have good luck with Marketplace, but that's just me. I would definitely also say Mercari. That's probably where I spend like the most of my time, like getting doll stuff. And then also eBay. As far as like doll parts. And then, of course, like craft stores for paints. I mean, I guess starting out, you definitely wouldn't want to get the most expensive paints, but I think just starting out, just a simple like trip to Michael's would be good. And then as far as buying dolls, custom dolls, I would definitely always I have to plug Brian Dolls by Bad over on Instagram because even if you don't buy a doll that like he's already had made, you can get a commission done. So you can kind of work with the artist to, figure out really what you want the doll to look like, how much makeup you want them to have, how little, any like piercings or anything like that. Like there's a whole realm that you can, kind of dive into when you're working directly with the artist. So definitely recommend that if you're looking into buying one that's kind of already customized or you want to customize it all but not do it yourself.
I feel like the artists who do custom dolls are always so creative and very passionate about what they do. And I feel like that passion can just kind of turn into their work. Like you can really tell that they took the time. Like custom dolls are so beautiful. I love seeing pictures of custom dolls.
Yeah, and you can definitely see how much time they really put into it. Like these dolls look so real
Mm-hmm.
almost. And I think that's what I love about them. It's like I can still collect American Girl dolls and have them, in their original form. But I like to think of my customs as like adult versions of American Girl dolls. So I can still have like, my regular ones and they look sweet, but then also have my customs that are more adult and like
Mm-hmm.
geared towards kind of, the age where I am right now. And I kind of like that I could do both. So it's definitely fun.
What advice would you give someone who is on the fence about either customizing their American Girl doll or getting a custom American Girl doll?
As far as customizing your own, I just say go for it. I guess I'm not like following my own advice here, but that's what I would definitely say. Just go for it. I mean, the worst you're gonna do is maybe mess it up a little bit, but I mean, it's all trial and error. You just, it's kind of like riding a bike. You fall off and then you get back on, you just keep going. So yeah, I would definitely say just go for it. Start out small. Um, but in terms of getting a custom already made or having somebody else make one, I would definitely, the first thing I would say is budget. Because I will say that if you're getting a custom doll done that is very elaborate with the makeup, even like as far as like a haircut, it's not going to be the cheapest. And I think that is something that does scare people, especially if you're not making it yourself. But it is also worth it. So you just have to make sure it's really what you want if you're going to have one done or buy one already done. Because it's not always cheap. Now, sometimes, like if you're on Mercari, you can find a custom for cheap. You just kind of have to look. But I would definitely say to budget for sure, but also look for artists. Like there's multiple artists, I'm sure, on Instagram who offer, commissions or sell dolls that they've made. But definitely do your research because everybody's style is just a little bit different. So it's basically just what you want in your collection. So don't like rush into it and say, okay, I want a custom. I'm going to buy from the first person I see. Because, you know, you might later on see another artist with a different style that you really like. So definitely budget and do your research for sure, because there is a little bit more to it than just buying a regular American Girl doll.
I feel like it's kind of an investment too, you know?
Yeah, it definitely is.
And plus, if you are customizing yourself and, you know, starting off small, like maybe, cutting your doll's hair, you know, maybe you want it to match your hair or something like that. If you regret it later, that's something that the doll hospital's there too. So I feel like you have a little bit of some help and some solutions. And everybody on the doll community and the doll online world has always been really kind that I've had experiences with. So I'm sure if you do have a mess up and you want to maybe hand it over to somebody who's a little bit more experienced, I'm sure they would love to help you too, because everybody in the community is very kind and very helpful.
Yeah, definitely.
The time has come. It's the end of the episode. I am so sad because I really enjoyed our conversation together, Lizzie. You were so much fun to have on. Oh my goodness.
Thank you so much for having me.
Make sure that you're following her on Instagram and YouTube at American Girl Collector 221. All of her links will be in the description of this podcast episode, so you can just scroll down and click on it. Make sure that you're following her. Go give her some love because she deserves it. I love her YouTube videos and I love her Instagram photos. So definitely a creator, in my opinion, that you should check out and that you should be obsessed with and follow. My name is Mal. I am at Dollies and Rainbows on YouTube, Instagram, pretty much anywhere. But something that you should check out is my podcast social media handles at Dollmom Podcast, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. It's a whole lot of fun. So you should definitely go give us some love since you are currently listening to the Dollmom Podcast. This has been such a fun episode. Oh my goodness. I'm super duper sad it's ending, but excited to post it and for everybody to hear it. And yeah, Lizzie, you're welcome back any single time that you want to come back. And yeah, I hope everybody has such a great day, great time whenever they're listening. Bye, everyone.